Hi everyone, this is going to be a bit of an impromptu one. I've just done the Madeleine Soto part 3. You'll see that scheduled. You're probably going to see this directly after part 8 of Sebastian. And by the way, some things I leave open because it's good for you to see what you get coming through when we share those ideas. So in this part, what I believe is getting taken into a different meaning is where it's because, you know, from part 7, I looked at some of the interviews and I wish I could, I'm thinking to put my TV on the ground, have the camera on the TV, have that first interview, and I'm sat there and we go through some of the things that I feel are really of concern. And now if you'd like that to be one of the things, we can do that and we can just look at it. The reason I'm saying this is because I don't want people to, again, I'm not on either team, but there's a bit of strangeness. Now, I also do want to say that when the bio dad gets up and fidgets and stuff in interviews, that could be seen as strange. If the stepdad or mom failed a polygraph test, there'd be up ends of the world. So I'm just very conscious of that, and I'm not necessarily taking sides, but you can clearly see there's something wrong. And my cards repeat from the first psychic reading where I was just more or less channeling. But what I do want to say is now I feel part 4 is very key, by the way. So what I'm going to check is there's something about that's been said that, you know, I think it was, disclaimer, this is for entertainment purposes only. Please use your own discernment and fact finding. So this is not going to be the part 9 that I planned, well, I've mentioned in part 8's description box that I'm going to do next. This is an impromptu part 9. It's a bit shorter. Katie mentioned that she's getting regular updates by law enforcement, or daily updates by law enforcement. I think she's mentioned it in the past, and I think she's just mentioned it in a recent interview, unless that that other interview has been brought up again. You guys know a lot more than me. So, and Seth says he's not, okay? Now, I have my view on this, and I'm just going to pull cards. Now, I have to think of the question clearly, and that's why sometimes cards can give you different answers, and you really need to focus the question. And I'm not frightened to say, actually, I need to redirect that question or clarify the question so it's not so open. And I don't think, you know, any psychic should I think you should be honest. Like in the Madeleine Soto that I just did, I was doing the reading, and then at one stage I was like, now I finally cleared the channeling of the message that wanted to come through. Half of the time for me, it's beyond the tarot. Tarot is the divination. Like one person who, I'm going to leave it, who made a comment, and I think she thought that I was supposed to be giving a tarot class and then doing the channeling. Anyway, so let me think of my question, please. Let me think of my question. Let me think of my question too. So basically, I'm going to ask. Let me just tune in. Okay. And what am I looking for? I want 3 cards. Okay, exactly what I thought. So I basically asked for a major arcana if Katie's lying on this, and yes, and it's exactly what I wanted to say. Now, some of you that like a bit of drama and stuff are not going to like much, and that's why probably I don't get much clickbait on my channel, but I can't do that when it's a person's life. What did I ask? I said, is Katie lying about her daily updates from law enforcement? And she is. Now, don't take this the wrong way. Why I say that is because you're going to just be really nice to the people that are like law enforcement. You know, you're not going to be nasty to them you're more or less likely to be really rigid with them, like find my son, like I don't care what you're saying, you need to update me every single day. I don't think law enforcement updates people every single day, but maybe they do. And if this came out that she wasn't lying, I still have another question about this. Again, go to part 4 is very key in some of the stuff that I'm saying. So the context of what was said, I think it's just like in general that law enforcement are keeping me up to date. And maybe she meant to say more or less daily, but again, we're hiding stuff. So for me, I'm not counting so much the days. Every second day might be an update because there's also social media going on and etc. I don't know if I'm making this very clear. So Seth might be feeling the minutes, the hours, etc. And when you're in an interview, you could be like, yeah, law enforcement are really cooperating. They're more or less updating me every day. And it doesn't mean that it's every single day. And you're also not going to say, yeah, law enforcement are really tardy. They're not even updating me every single day when you're in that kind of positioning, if that makes sense. So this is it. I don't think she is getting, or they are getting, the major updates every single day as it is stated. Because if it was, I have another question, and I wonder if any of you could think about that. I prefer not to be in the comments. Let me just ask this question. Okay, I didn't realize these are 2 cards. Yeah. The problem is I asked for 3 cards. Okay. So part 4, I indicated a no in. Okay. Possibly some support within. Think of the question I asked here. This also clarifies to many of you some things that I was stating, and both feelings I've had are absolutely correct. On point, peeps. So do you know what I'm talking about here? I asked here for major arcana first 3 cards here. I didn't realize there's 4. There's 2 major arcanas for me though, so even if I took 1 away from here, there's 1. If I took 1 away from here, there's 1. If I took these 2 away, there's 2. So there's a confirmation here for me. Even if they, you know, there isn't absolutely a single update every single day, every beckoning hour, like as opposed to the image, and everyone's going off why Seth isn't getting that. But there is is there a connection internally? Yes. Now that could be an open-ended question. I would revisit that at a deeper level because I like to be precise. I don't like to cause rumors or anything that is imprecise, and that's why you'll find yeah, I add context in. Otherwise I can really run the show with the cards. But here, I don't know if I've made it clear. I think I've made it clear, but the more I'm talking, I'm feeling I'm not making it clear. So is there a connection or a knowing, a connection into the framework? Think of the framework I was talking about here. Yes, now that could be a relative that works close in it. It could be even Seth, but that was not my question. My question in meaning was very direct. I'm going to ask this question again in the next part anyway. But I'm going to leave this here now, peeps, and let's see what I say in terms of number 9, impromptu. I'm going to put a little message so that you don't all grab your cup of tea and your cookies and think, yeah, another hour. Take care, stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. May, whether you believe in the universe or God, may we always be protected and favoured, and may justice be served upon the guilty parties. Truly may Sebastian be found. Fill the comments with green hearts, and you know, I've got more to, that came out in the read when I asked what happened, and when I saw that, I saw the mum and the son. Anyway, bye for now, peeps. Bye.